back. My name is Saki Stenberg, and now we're going to talk about my favorite topic, which is learning and development and how AI can help you on that. This topic is quite wide and there's many different angles to this, so I'm going to kind of split it into three different sections. The first section is maybe the simplest one and easiest to start with, is that how can AI help when creating content in learning and development. And everyone creates digital content. Most of the trainings are 100% digital. Even if it's face-to-face training, you still have digital content which is related to it. So there's always the need to create content. So AI can strongly help on that area. Another section is then the operational side. How can we make things more efficient, maybe automate things? And that especially comes into arranging physical events. There's typically a lot of communication related to those type of events. Sending invitations, sending reminders, maybe some pre-assignments, how to get there, contact information, dietary requirements, cancellations, everything. So there's a lot of communication before the event and typically some even after. Maybe you send a certification, at least thank you note, feedback request, maybe some post assignment. So the process for one single event can actually be quite long. So there is a lot of room to automate things and make them efficient. So when it comes to operational side in L&D, that's one topic alone. And then the third topic is how can we create new value, new solutions, things that weren't even possible before AI. Let's say like personal development coach. That is something we couldn't do before, or any kind of solution that requires intelligence that wasn't available before. Those kind of innovations is something that are now on the plate when it comes to utilizing AI. So that is going to be the third topic. So content creation, operations, and additional value, new innovations that AI can bring. Those are the three sections that I'm going to split this topic into. And first we're going to talk about the content creation in this video. So when it comes to creating content, there's basically 5 main categories where AI can bring value and where it's going to be beneficial on your favor. First that I'm going to mention here is the copyright issues. So that is a typical challenge when creating digital content, that where do you get the pictures, where do you get the videos, where do you get the voice, where do you get the audio, music, anything that is in digital format that you're not creating yourself. If you're getting it from somewhere else, there's always the copyright issue. So you either have to have someone in-house create the design for you, or you have to purchase the picture, or then you're using something from the Google and you're always risk that there's some copyright issues with it. But you typically need a lot of this additional digital content, let's say pictures on your slides representing what you're talking about, thumbnails, any type of imagery that you need when you advertise the course, when you actually run the course and the course materials. And everything that you use throughout the course, there's always the issue, where do you get the content and who has the rights to that? So when it comes to using generative AI, you get rid of all of that. So you can create images, you can create videos, you can create voices, you can create avatars, you can create music, you can create basically any type of content, especially text, and it's always going to be copyright-free material when using AI tools. So that topic is off your table. You don't have to spend a dime on it. All you just have to do is purchase a few of these tools that actually create you the content. So the copyright topic is one. Another benefit is then, of course, the efficiency, that you can create things much faster. So you can do things in days that used to take weeks, and you can do things in hours that used to take days. So instead of spending 2 days on something, you can do it in 2 hours, or instead of spending 2 weeks on something, you can do it in 2 days. That is even quite conservative ratio here that I'm mentioning. You can do things much more quicker and efficiently. You can get things done rapidly from scratch, basically. For example, if the topic is suitable for this, you can do something really quickly, like you're creating an onboarding material and one topic is GDPR. Quite simple topic and not that much of a content, can be really simply built in an e-learning system. But creating that content can easily take you 2 months. So you start the discussion, what should be in there, you consult the information officer, and etc., the security people. And that takes a lot of time when you come to alignment that this is actually the content that we want to put in. These are the questions and the answers that we want to put in the quizzes. So this can actually take quite a while. Instead, you're using one of these platforms these days where you can just create a course out of a prompt. Basically, you tell them that you want a GDPR course for an onboarding, and it can actually create you something really good in just 10-15 minutes effort, and then you edit it a bit and you give it to someone to review and you're ready to go. So you can really do things much quicker when using AI in learning and development. And then kind of like the sub benefits of doing things quicker, one is that it gives you agility. So you can do more initiatives, you can start things with much more lower threshold. So instead of pushing it back because only one people or few people requested training about a topic, you can just create something simple, get things started, and see how it evolves and develops, how people like it. If they like it, you create more on top of it, etc. And same in the other direction. If it doesn't work, you can easily just delete things because you're not kind of tied too much into it because you didn't spend weeks creating it. You can easily delete something that you just spent a couple of hours doing. So it gives you that agility to start initiative, new projects, and do iteratively things, create new things on top of things that work. So you get things rolling, which is actually one of the biggest challenges when developing anything, to get something done in the first place. So this type of agility is going to be one of your benefits. Another way to look at this agility is that you can fix existing content quite easily. So let's say you have a CEO speaking in a video that we have this and that many employees and these locations and this is the name of our product. Let's say those change down the line, year goes by or two, and the numbers aren't the same, the product name is not the same. It's about the same story, but there's just some bits and details that you need to fix. You don't have to go back to the CEO and re-record it. You can just fix basically what's already in there. You can change the way he speaks, you can change the words using AI for those small bits, and it's not something that people won't notice. So you can easily fix existing content. That gives you a lot of agility. Same when creating that content. So let's say you do that recording with that CEO, and then afterwards you realize that, okay, there was some background noise. Okay, you can get rid of that with AI. Maybe there was some cable connection that gave some crackling noise in the microphone. Again, you can fix that with AI. Maybe there was someone in the background that you actually didn't want there. You can remove it all. So you can do a lot of fixes afterwards with AI. It gives you a lot of agility in the sense that you take one shot of a certain thing and then you just make it work using AI instead of taking repetitive efforts of recording your CEO speak and taking their valuable time. So agility is definitely something that you're going to get when starting to use AI. And this was linked to the fact that you can do things much quicker. Another benefit related to that is that you can do things in volumes. So you can start creating a lot of content that you wouldn't have had the time before. And that is one of the biggest problems in many organizations. They have purchased some sort of learning management system and they don't have that much content in there. If they do, it's going to be rarely when they add something new, maybe a couple of times a year. Maybe there's few mandatory courses that HR have put in there. Maybe there's some courses for onboarding, and maybe there's few product related courses which are outdated, and there should be much more, but no one had time to do it. So again, you can do a lot of volume with this quick approach, doing things faster, starting initiatives that you would have never started. So suddenly your portfolio is quite rich when it comes to the learning management system. It's starting to look like this learning experience portfolio. So you have a lot of content in there, and that attracts people into there. You have constantly new content coming, so you can really build volumes with AI. And of course, third kind of sub value from doing things more quicker and efficiently is that you can use that time to something else. So if you're in the HR department and L&D and you have different development projects, creating the content or the learning courses isn't your only task. So you probably have other tasks, other things that you need to do. Maybe you need to build concepts and build processes, run surveys, whatever. You can focus more on the other things, this kind of mandatory thing that you need to create these courses, and sometimes they can be a bit boring topics, even code of conduct type of things, so we need to create a new section there. You can do some of that stuff quite quickly these days and get it over with and focus on the stuff that actually you enjoy doing. So that's the third angle of getting things done quicker. You can spend the time elsewhere, you can spend the time creating volumes, and it gives you that agility that I mentioned. Then the third benefit is that you're gonna get much more richer content. So instead of just writing some text into your e-learning module and adding maybe some pictures that you found from Google, with that same effort you can build much richer content. You can have more and better written text there, you can have more quizzes there, you can have some of the small prints and additional documents like downloadable PDF with some reference guides, etc. So you can do a lot of things with text around it that you just didn't want to bother the current way of doing things. But with AI, it's so easy to create this stuff, so you might as well do it. The same comes with video, so it's really easy to create video, it's really easy to create avatars, speaking heads with different voices, and it's really easy to edit videos. If you recorded someone speaking, you don't have to have professional studios. You can enhance the sound quality, you can remove the background, you can change the lighting, you can do a lot of things just on your desk, so you can kind of get the things on your own table and get a lot of things done and do much richer content, much nicer looking content. So your portfolio, that learning experience portfolio, is going to look really professional when you start using AI. It's going to be visually good looking. There's sounds, there's different elements in each of the courses. So it's definitely going to richen up, supercharge your content. And then fourth benefit is that maybe it's related to what I said earlier, but it will remove a lot of bottlenecks. So like I said, you can kind of get all those things on your own table. So instead of waiting for someone to create a text or someone to create an image or someone to edit the recording that you did or someone to come up with some sort of reference material, you can get it all done yourself. You don't have to be a professional in these things. You can get video edited, music done, anything using AI, which is good enough when it comes to the quality of learning and development purposes. You can do it all on your own, and you can kind of get rid of all the bottlenecks. You can get things almost to a ready stage and then just hand it to someone and what do you think, should we release this? Is there anything missing or something we need to still add? And then publish it instead of waiting for different people to do different things. And that's what typically makes a simple task like the GDPR example to extend to months, even some cases, before you get everyone's content and input in there. So you can get rid of all the bottlenecks when you start using AI, and you can do the things yourself. And then the fifth benefit is that you can get the quality up. You can get the quality of the content and the quality of the courses and solutions much more up, because you can use AI when it comes to writing your text or planning your curriculum in general. You can get much more better quality when it comes to creating visual content, and when it comes to the accuracy of your data and course content, you have a lot of resources available to pull summaries and things from existing studies, and you can much more easily connect science and facts to your statements and get summarizations of certain studies and pull things out of that. So it acts as a resource when building the materials, and it brings the quality up because it saves you a lot of time of doing these researches. You don't have to remember those things from your education or previous projects. You can actually use the tools to give you the relevant resources and factual sides to back up your course materials. And of course, when it comes to Grammarly and all this kind of basic fine-tuning, AI is going to help you on that as well. And it can give you also advice on the instructional design in general, how to kind of place the different modules and give this blended, engaging journey and improve the overall learning experience and improve the outcome of your solutions. So it's definitely worth taking this into use when it comes to 2024. Now, let's talk a little bit about the tools, the actual tools, and what you can do with it, and the practical implementations related to what I've just described here. So when it comes to creating text You can of course use ChatGPT. That can take you quite far when it comes to creating the course outline, some sort of summaries related to reference documents, even the quizzes and the answers, the titles, outlines, description of the course to your marketing material, maybe some sort of privacy statements that you need at the end, the small print. It can help you create all that stuff. And there's then also tools that are dedicated to creating courses, and they create you the course outlines and instructional design with ChatGPT in the back end, but the interface is going to be much more user-oriented when it comes to creating trainings, and it's going to be a pre-trained module for learning and development purposes. So one tool to use there, for example, is Education Copilot. When I mention all these tools, I'm just mentioning one which I have found that is at least legitimate and workable product, but there's of course plenty of others out there, and every day there's more to come. But I'm just saying that there are tools that can actually create courses for you from scratch. Then when it comes to image creation, there is, for example, Midjourney or Ideogram or DALL-E 3, which you can use free with Bing browser. So we are now facing the era where this text to image is at states that there is plenty of tools that can do a quite good job, and some of them are even free, some of them you can use as a free for a certain point, but you can definitely get images from text, and that helps you a lot. You can get course images, you can get icons, you can get visual images representing what you're saying on the slides. So you can get a lot of that stuff, and typically course materials, content in learning and development is quite visual. So that's going to help you a lot, and it's going to link to the copyright issue that I mentioned, so you can create the stuff on your own and use it without worrying the copyright issues, or you don't have to use internal designers or marketing people to create that. You can use Canva, for example, to create templates, and you can use those for your attachment PDFs or the thumbnails for your courses, and you can get really good looking thumbnails and course related materials with using Canva. And Canva even has just recently released their own GPT in ChatGPT. GPT store, they have their own bot there where you can just start telling what type of layouts you would want to see, and it will give you the mockups in ChatGPT, and then if you want to edit them, it takes you directly to Canva. So there is a lot of really simple and easy to use tools out there which are basically free. Then when it comes to audio, there is software called Suno AI, for example, where you can create music. So it creates songs, any type of genres, any type of lyrics you want to put in there. You can quickly create music, which you can use then a background music on your promotion videos or during the training videos or wherever you see music as something you want to use when creating learning and development content. Again, you can get rid of the copyright issues by using these tools, and you get music that you can use in the background or kind of like lifting the spirits. And then there are also tools where you can fix the audio, like I mentioned, if there is background noise or some sort of additional people speaking or the connection in your cable was cracking. One, for example, is Audio Clear AI, which you can use. Those are really good tools. They can get rid of the background noise and any kind of noise that you don't want in there, and they can enhance the level of the recording in the first place, so it sounds like a studio recording. So you can just record something with your phone, and you can fix the quality of the audio later. You don't have to worry about it too much. So that gives you a lot of agility. Again, you don't have to think about all these things when it comes to recording something, that what is the quality of the audio. And the quality in these days, mobile phones, is good enough so you can edit it then to be perfect later. So that's one really good use case. And then when it comes to editing video, there is one really good software called Descript. It's a simple to use. It has a lot of features that you can use. First of all, it will transcript everything that is said on the video to a text, so that gives you a transcript that you can use in other tools if you want. And you can then translate those into captions or subtitles, so you can get subtitles on your video really easily. And then one quite cool thing about it is that you can quite simply teach your voice to that tool, and then you can just fix in the text what you actually want yourself to say, and it will change the words that the person speaking in the video actually said. So this comes down to the fact that if you're recording someone else or someone else is recording, and then you find out that they made a mistake, they actually said something wrong, they pronounced something wrong, or they said something wrong, that typically happens when recording, that you can fix those later on. You don't have to get re-recordings and book new times and so forth. And it will automatically kind of get rid of all the empty spaces when no one is saying anything. It can even get rid of the extra words if you constantly say like this or like this, and it can get rid of all that stuff. Automatically can compress into a quite good package. You don't even have to edit anything. It's already going to be good material to use once you've uploaded it in there and let it do its magic. You can really simply edit it. You can just delete words and it will edit things accordingly. So editing is super simple. You can get captions, and then you can fix what is said on the actual recording. And then you can get rid of the background. At least in this tool, it works really well. Regardless of what is the background, you can get rid of it and change it as a green screen, and then add whatever you want there as well. So you can create images with another AI tools and put it as a background, so you can get quite different looking videos. Even if you actually recorded in an office and there was some background noise and etc., you can make it look on your own computer that this was recorded in a quiet studio in some cozy atmosphere that you can then replicate by getting rid of the background and creating something else. So there's really cool things you can do with this tool. And then one typical use case when it comes to digital learning content is that there may be some sort of avatars or speaking heads. You can create those with a tool called HeyGen. It creates really nice looking avatars who are speaking, and you can choose the voice, if it's a male or female, different type of accents, whatever. You can just type in what you want it to say. So one use case could be that someone explains you how a product or something works. You put it in Descript, you take that text from there and you actually put it in HeyGen, and you get the avatar speaking what they said. So if you want to replace someone who was maybe an old employee or someone, you can replace it as an avatar later on. Again, you don't have to re-record it, or if that person actually doesn't want to be on a recording, or once you've published it, they come back and tell you that, hey, I sounded and looked like an idiot, please get rid of it. You can actually change it to an avatar, and then you can still keep the content. So it's going to be a different head, different voice. It's just saying the same thing that the original people said. So again, a lot of agility there, a lot of room to create richer content. You can have someone speaking, you can have an avatar speaking, and that gives you a lot of options when it comes to creating content. Then related to video, there is this tool called InVideo, and that can create you this B-roll material really easily. That also has the option that it can have an AI voice speak over it, and it can have the captions and all that. But it's a good tool to also use when you want B-roll material on your existing recording. So let's say someone is speaking like I'm speaking here, and you want to kind of swift the modes and then have some other related materials there related to what I'm saying. So those tools can actually create really good videos just based on what the video is about and what you're saying on the video. It can create related B-roll that you can then add there as you like. And typically it goes quite close already as it is, so you don't have to change things that much. But with these type of tools, you can create B-roll material, you can create avatars, you can change backgrounds, you can change voices, you can fix what people said in the video, you can edit things basically automatically by getting rid of the spaces and unnecessary words. You can do this really quickly and simply. You don't have to have any experience on these tools beforehand. You can just start using them. They are that easy. And then there are these type of tools that can create you this kind of like these rich enhanced courses from scratch. One of them is Learning Studio AI. So you just tell them what you want. For example, this GDPR that I mentioned in the beginning, you could tell it that you want a course like that. It would create factual text in a nice layout that it's easy to read. You scroll down, there's some quizzes in there, maybe there's related imagery, maybe there's related video. Using the B-roll material and AI speaking, you can create that stuff just by giving a couple of prompts, and you get something that is already close enough. Then you can maybe edit something, you can add something, you can tweak it. You spend an hour around it, and you probably have a course that you can then hand on to your chief security officer and say, hey, this is what we created about GDPR, take a look. They are really happy what they see. They take a day or two and watch it through and say, hey, great stuff, really good. Maybe you want to add this one thing or that our internal link there, and you do that, and you're done with it. This is the way to get things done really quickly. Again, it comes to the values, which are the agility, volume, or if you want to spend your time doing other things. So these are available as we speak. They are in the quality level that you need. Just jump in and start using them in 2024 and free your space, free your time to other things. Do the things in volume, do the things in agile ways, do the things in richer quality, and everyone is going to be impressed that, hey, what are these guys doing in the learning and development or HR department? They are really rocking this year. What has happened? The answer is really simple. They started to use AI. So jump on that board, stay tuned, and next we're going to focus on the operative side of things, how you can get benefits out of that. Thank you.